He wasn't hated, he wasn't mocked. He was ignored. When he entered the room, no one noticed. When he spoke, people looked at their phones. When he shared his ideas, they nodded politely, then forgot everything he said. Being ignored hurts more than being insulted. At least insults prove you exist. But silence makes you invisible. He watched others get attention for doing less. He saw opportunities pass by without even touching him, not because he lacked talent, but because no one believed in him. Even his friends said things like, "Be realistic. People like us don't make it. Why are you trying so hard?" Trying hard became embarrassing. Every failure felt heavier because nobody was watching his effort, only his mistakes. At night, he questioned himself. Am I wasting my time? Does any of this matter? Will anyone ever notice me? There were days he wanted to disappear. Not die, not quit life, just stop trying. Because trying while being ignored hurts the most, but something inside him refused. He realized something important. People don't ignore you because you're weak. They ignore you because you haven't proven value yet. So he stopped talking, stopped announcing plans, stopped explaining dreams, stopped asking for validation. He decided to let results speak. While others chased attention, he chased improvement. While they posted highlights, he practiced quietly. While they slept comfortably, he stayed awake learning. No applause, no likes. No support, just progress, and slow and painful. Days turned into months. Nothing changed on the outside. People still ignored him, but inside, he was becoming dangerous. Skills sharpened, mindset hardened, focus unbreakable. He wasn't loud anymore. He was loading and nobody noticed. Silence followed him everywhere. But now it felt different. It wasn't empty anymore, it was powerful. He kept building when nobody clapped, kept learning when nobody believed, kept showing up when nobody cared. The world still ignored him, and that was fine, because he was no longer working for attention. He was working for mastery. One day something changed, not suddenly, not magically. A small win appeared, then another. Then consistency turned into momentum. People didn't congratulate him, they stared. The same faces that once looked past him started looking twice. His name came up in conversations he wasn't part of. Opportunities began knocking where doors were once closed. Still, he stayed quiet, because loud beginnings don't matter. Strong endings do. Soon the ignoring stopped. Messages arrived, invitations followed. People asked for advice. The same people who never replied now said, "And we always believed in you." He smiled. Not because he was angry, but because he remembered. They weren't there when he doubted himself. They didn't see the lonely nights, the failures, the restarts, the fear of being invisible forever. They only saw success, and that's how life works. People ignore your process and applaud your outcome. They judge your start and worship your finish. He was never lucky, he was never special. He just stayed consistent when quitting felt easier. He kept moving while others waited for motivation. And without chasing attention, he became impossible to ignore. So if today you feel unseen, unnoticed, forgotten, remember this. Being ignored is not rejection. It's preparation. Keep building, keep learning, keep going. Because one day, the same world that ignores you will stop and ask, when did you become this powerful? Success didn't make noise when it arrived. It didn't announce itself. It didn't ask permission. It simply showed up one day and changed everything. The same people who once ignored him now spoke his name with respect. Not because he asked for it, but because results speak louder than memories. Suddenly his presence mattered. When he entered rooms, people noticed. When he spoke, others listened. The silence that once rejected him now followed him with attention. But something strange happened. He didn't feel proud. He didn't feel angry. He felt calm. Because the approval he once chased no longer had power over him. He remembered the nights when nobody checked on him, the days when no one believed him, the moments when quitting felt like the only logical choice. Those memories built him, not the praise, not the attention, not the applause. Pain trained him, silence disciplined him, loneliness sharpened him. He learned something the world never teaches. People don't respect effort. They respect outcome. They don't value potential. They value proof. That's why they laugh early and admire late. That's why they doubt beginnings and worship endings, and that's okay. Because real ones don't build for applause. They build for freedom. Freedom from validation, freedom from fear, freedom from needing permission. He no longer tried to explain his journey. Those who mattered already knew. Those who didn't never would. He stopped proving, stopped competing, stopped comparing. Because once you outgrow insecurity, comparison disappears. He understood this final truth. Being ignored was never punishment. It was protection, protection from distraction, protection from fake support, protection from people who would have slowed him down. If everyone had believed in him early, he might never have become this strong. If life had been easier, he might never have become disciplined. If people had supported him, he might never have learned to support himself. So if today you feel invisible, if nobody notices your effort, if your name is never called, remember this: you are not behind. You are being prepared. Stay silent, stay consistent, stay dangerous. Because one day, and without warning, without permission, without explanation, you won't be ignored anymore. You'll be undeniable.